Hi guys, it's Emily from Novell Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my April book haul. Now, I was doing well. I bought like hardly books this month and then I went on a Wokingham bookshop trip on my own and bought like 8 books, and then on Saturday it was like just after I got paid and I bought like another 3. So yeah, the numbers kind of went up. But they're less than last month by quite a bit. It's less than 30 books. Just about. It's like 29 books. Yeah, I kind of stuffed up. I kind of went a bit crazy and I did buy like 9 full price books, so I spent more than I planned to spend. But there was some new releases. All my bloody authors put new releases out in blooming April. It's not my fault, guys. It's not my fault that people bought them. And the new releases will get read pretty darn soon. Most of them. So I have been good, kind of. Yeah, I'm hoping I'm better in May. But then I'm going to Wokingham and I'm going to Maidenhead and Marlow with Chris. And I might be going to a car boot. I wonder how well I will be doing. But I did get lots of gifts. And I did do well. I bought more charity shop books than full price. I just bought way more full price than I normally would buy. So, enough rambling. Let me show you the books. My first one is a tandem book. So it's an LPL product which got received and read straight away. My review is on Goodreads and on Amazon and on Instagram. It was a good book. Really happy I read it. Like contemporary kind of thing. So that technically counts as contemporary, but it's kind of not. Then to my book by one of the new authors that came out, and that was a book that Chris got me. It's The Holiday Escape by Heidi Swain. He got it for me on release date at Tesco, so I'm really grateful for that. It's a standalone. It's Heidi Swain. She is an author that I absolutely love. Her dream holiday is his everyday life. His dream holiday is her normal life. What happens when they collide? Ali and her dad, Jeff, run a creative retreat in their home, Hollyoak Cottage. They give guests the dream coastal break, but Ali hankers for something different. And then she goes on holiday when she goes to Barcelona and meets Logan. And then I think it's like he meets her and everything else. But it's a book that I'm really excited about. It is getting ready in June, so it is going to be a holiday one. It's going to be a summer book, so I can't wait for it. Then Mia was going through her bookshelves and wanted to get rid of some books, and she let me have this one. So it's a gift from Mia. This is Casper the Commuting Cat, which is a non-fiction book. It's about Casper, who's an international celebrity, because Casper regularly took the number 3 bus on 11-mile journeys around Plymouth. So that was one that was really excited. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I did get a few non-fiction books this month, so it's a short but sweet book, but it won't be on my shelves very long because it's a cat book, one I'm really excited about. I'm trying to separate these out into genres so I can put them away better later. Then I got a non-fiction book by Charles Dickens. I got 3 anonymous gifts from my wish list, and this is the first of them. I think it was actually the one that arrived last, but I can't remember. And this is The Mystery of Edwin Drood and Other Short Stories. It's the last Dickens book that I haven't got, so when I'm going to get back to reading Dickens, it'll be there. Because The Mystery of Edwin Drood was the last book he wrote, and it was an uncompleted work. And yeah, it's one I'm really, really excited about. It's his final novel, but it's got pictures in it. When I'm ready to go back to Dickens, it might well be one I'll be picking up sooner, because it's got like shorter stories as well in it. So when I'm ready for short stories and stuff. And it's also got really good pictures in it. But it's one I'm really, really excited about. And I can't wait to get to this. So thank you whoever sent me that. These anonymous books always arrive just when they needed something to cheer me up. So thank you whoever is doing this. I'm really grateful. Then to the first one that came in, and I think this came in actually the end of March. And this is Homecoming by Kate Morton. Yes, it's a chunky book. But it's one I'm really excited about. It's got dual timelines. Adelaide Hills in 1959, which is in Scotland. And then, not Scotland, Australia. And then London 2018. And it's a massive book, but it was one I wanted in hardback, but I much prefer paperback books. I've got pretty much, I think I've either got or read all of Kate Morton's books. And this is one I'm super, super excited about. So whether I read this before I read The Distant Hours, I don't know, but it's one I'm really, really excited about. Actually, that can go there, because I'm just trying to think about my piles. And then the last book, which is historical fiction, which was my gift, was Annie Murray's Homecoming for the Chocolate Girls, and this is the third in the series, and it's the final book in this series, and it's set just after the World War II ends, but it's a book that I'm super looking forward to. It's one that probably won't stay unread on my shelves very long, because I literally only just read the second, so I kind of want to know how things tie up, and I know it's one that Mum will want to read, so it won't stay unread on my shelves very long. Now to the charity shop books. This first one, I can't remember which charity shop. I think I bought it in Thames Valley Hospice in Bracknell. And this is The Soulmate Equation. And it's basically about... it's a romance book. And it's whether, about a person here who's given up on love. And then she hears about a Genetic Alley, a buzzy new matchmaking company that claims to find you the one using the DNA equation. Suddenly, love doesn't seem quite out of reach. But it's got a single mum in it, so it could be really interesting. It's not one I'm going to rush to, but I know that I love Christine Lauren's books. I know they're quite light and quite fun, and they're not too long. So one that won't stay unread for very long. Then to one of the books that I bought in Wokian, the next few books actually are my Wokian ones. And this is got autism rep in it, and it's contemporary. It has quite good ratings on Goodreads actually. Her younger son has just been diagnosed with autism. She accidentally quit her job. The marriage she was dedicated to seems like a sham. She's pretty sure that she's going to have an affair with the hot new dad at school. The only thing that stays the same is everyone else. Emma realises it's not them, it's her. But if she is not who she thought she was, can her old life fit in with the new Emma? Does look intriguing. Looking forward to that. So it could match with Spoonies Rape. Read it on if you want to read that. The next one is a book that's the next in the Hedgehog Hollow series, so I'm looking to collect the rest of the series before I carry on with it. Because I read the first in the series and loved it, and want to carry on with it. But even on looking on the ABE sites and looking on anywhere that's not Goodreads, they're quite expensive, and I don't like spending much on books, full price on these books, or even too much on the second-hand books. So what I'll probably do is I'll probably keep an eye on ABE books and see if there's any that come up quite cheap. But this was really cheap. It's from the Oxfam. And this is, again, it's part of that series, so I'm not really going to go into it. But it's a series that I loved the first book in the series, and this is another one that I need to read. So I'm looking forward to that. You all know that I was trying to get through all the Women's Prize long-listed books, and this is a Women's Prize long-list book that I think Charlie spoke about. It was long-listed in 2021. It's Small Pleasures by Claire Chambers. It's set in 1957 in the suburbs of South East London. Jean Swinney is a journalist on the newspaper and trapped in the line of duty, which she doesn't. Disappointment. I don't know much more, but it was long listed for the Women's Prize. It's one I wanted to get to, so finding out for not very much money was quite good. Then to another classic. It's an Agatha Christie book. I was good, guys. I was in one of the charity shops in Woking, and they had 3 Agatha Christies, 3 Marples, all in beautiful editions. And I looked at them, and this had the highest Goodreads rating, and apparently it's Alice's favourite Agatha Christie. It's a Miss Marple. The villagers of Chipping Cleghorn are agog with curiosity when the Gazette advertises a murder is announced and will take place on Friday, October the 29th at Little Paddocks at 6:30 p.m. Don't want any more than that. Agatha Christie, Miss Marple, with another Miss Marple one. I'm collecting them. Alice loved it. I don't need to know any more than that. Then to a middle grade book that I picked up because, Doodah. Chatty from the Mad Chatter loved Debbie Elphinson's books. I bought a full price book of hers, not very on the London trip, and this is the first in a series, I believe. Fast paced and full of charm, apparently. It's middle grade. It's about Morlock Pecksmith who wakes one night in the middle of a forest, lured there by a recurring nightmare, the one with drums and rattles and a mask. The dream snatcher is waiting. That's got to be going away. And then I know that the FOMO book club had this on one of their months. They've already read it, but I haven't read it. And it's a book that I've been intrigued about for quite a long time. It's Howl's Moving Castle. The only thing is, I'm not sure if this is YA or middle grade. It says YA, so I'll probably put it with the YA. But I feel to me like it's more middle grade. The print setting I think I'm going to go with middle grade because for me it feels it. It's a classic, but it's a children's classic. And I don't want to know any more than that. Everyone's talked about it. Apparently it's part of a series. I'm going to give it a go. And then to some books I found for 20p each. and they were in the charity shop right near me. And this is Can You See Me? And this is, again, it's got autism rep, but this is actually Own Voices autism rep. And it's Tally is autistic. She hides as much as she can. She knows how uncomfortable people feel around her. They don't understand autism. They don't understand her. I think Charlie's read it and liked it, but it does look really good, and it's for the spoon, and it's one I could read for the Spoonies. I'm not sure if I will or not, but then I found Black and British, which is another non-fiction book, and that was the one I picked up by mistake. And that is Black and British. It was 20p. Again, Charlie spoke about this. This is non-fiction about a forgotten history of Black and British. When did Africans first come to Britain? Who are the most dressed? It's lots of questions and stuff, but it's got a book that's been raved about, so looking forward to that. Then I found a Kathy Glass book that I've not read in the charity shop near me, and that was for £1. And it's Joss. I remember hearing about this one. It's one I've not read, so I'm going to read this probably. I said to my boss that I would read this in the next month or two, so I'm going to read this quite soon. But it's Kathy Glass. I'm trying to read all her books, and yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Then to the last book, though, it was 20p in my local charity shop, and this is Rosie Goodwin, The Blessed Child. It's got good ratings. It's set in 1864 in Nuneaton. After Nessie Carson's mother is brutally murdered and her father abandons them, Nessie knows she'll do anything to keep her family safe. I don't need to know any more than that. It looks really good. Then to a book that I bought for the Spoonies Readathon, and I will be reading it for the Spoonies Readathon. So I would have spoken about it in my Spoonies TBR. So actually I'll link my Spoonies TBR down below. And that is The Wartime Welcome, and it's by Rosie Meaden. It's for the readathon because it's got I know it's got rep. Right, she meets a guy who's been left partially paralysed. So that's why I read it for the readathon. Bought it from the charity shop. So I was really happy with that. That's it. And then I got for the readathon, I got Your Welcome Universe. So again, I speak about it in my Spoonies TBR. It's a book that's getting read as soon as I bought it, and it's got deaf representation in it, and it's got colour. It's for a person of colour, so that's why I've got it. But I think it's a YA book, but it's for the readathon, so I'm going to kind of put it there so I know which ones are my readathon books. I can count them. Then lastly, for my charity shop books, I got a book that I bought. I thought it was the second in the series when I looked at it at the charity shop on the hospital where my mum was, because I got it for £1.50. And it's a lady's guide to fortune hunting. And I'm not sure whether I'm going to keep it or not, because I've got it in paperback. Oh, it's a signed edition! Okay, I think what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to get rid of my book that I bought in paperback. I might keep both. I think I might keep both, because this one's a signed edition, and I got it for like £1.50. So I am actually going to keep it and have 2 copies of the same book, which I've never done. Yeah, it's literally like Katie Talbot needs a fortune, or rather she needs a husband who has a fortune. And it's set in 1818. I've got it in paperback, but to find a signed copy for £1.50, just got to decide where I'm going to put it. So that one can go there. Oh. Now to my full price books. Sorry, this video is I'm not talking about them too long. This was basically Charlie's fault, actually. So I went into Waterstones the day of the Requiem trip, and I thought I would treat myself to Keedy by Elle McNichol. And it's the prequel to A Kind of Spark, and it's basically about the lead character in Kind of Spark's big sister Keedy. I could read it for the Spoonies Readathon, but again, it's not one I'm going to rush to because I've got another Elle McNichol one. But I am going to be reading this soon. It's quite short. It's middle grade. It looks amazing. So I'm going to keep my middle grade and that's together. Then I bought, because it was buy one get one half price, had a choice of books, and Charlie told me to get this, and it's More Confessions of a 40-something Up. And it's a laugh out loud sequel to What the Fuck Am I Doing? And I don't need to know any more than that. It's a story of Nell Stevens struggles through her imperfect, messy life. And it just looked amazing. Charlie told me she wanted me to buy it, so I did. That's going there. And the next one was one I bought I found it actually at Morrison's near me for only like £5.50, and I bought Someone Else's Shoes by Jojo Moyes. And I don't know if this is contemporary or historical fiction. It's Meet Sam, Meet Nisha. I think I'm going to put it down as contemporary. Two women leading different lives when their paths cross, causing the world of trouble. And finding someone's missing shoes is the only way to solve it. They're left with a choice every woman faces: to walk alone or to stand together. So that won't be left unread very long because it looks really good. And one I bought at the Tesco's after visiting my mum was The Summer Skies by Jenny Colgan. It's been on my wish list for a long time. I didn't want to buy it in hardback because I've got all of her books in paperback, and I have literally been buying through all of her new releases, but I wait until they're in paperback. And this is The Summer Skies, and the reason why this one is very close to my heart, and it's already been chosen a month that I'm going to read it for, and it's about being born into a family of successful pilots. Morag is used to flying high, but when tragedy grounds her, could her future suddenly be out of reach? My dad loved aeroplanes, so I'm going to be reading this in August. It's one that I've wanted to read literally as soon as it came out. I think it's a standalone, or it might be part of a new series. But I love Jenny Colgan's books, and this is one that I cannot wait for. So I'm really looking forward to reading that in August. Then to a book that I had some free money at the Works for spending money at the Works, and apparently this is midway through a series, but I don't care. This is The Bookshop at the Lock by Julie Shackman. And it's Scotland, it's set in Scotland, it's about a book lover. I've got 2 Scotland books. I love books set in Scotland, and this one looks really good. Bookshop, Scotland. Looks quite summery. Don't know whether I'll be read this one or next, but it looks one that's exciting. Then to the next book, which is getting read in May, and that is Paige Toon's latest book, 7 Summers. This one was got at the Works because it had the pretty sprayed edges. Paige Toon, I speak about it in my May TBR. I just don't need to know. It's like literally Paige Toon's latest book. Got it, read it next month. Pretty much the way this is all working. And this is Liv and Finn meet at a working bar in the rugged Cornish coastline. When a night of passion ends in tragedy, their hearts are bound together inextricably. But Finn must return home to LA, so they make a promise. Finn will come back every year, and if they are single, they will spend their summer together. So that's getting ready for that month. Then again, I loved the Dictionary of Lost Words, so I waited for this to come out in paperback. And I got this as half price in Waterstones because my Waterstones manager was lovely. The Bookbinder of Jericho. It's got the word book in it. It's by Pip Williams. I knew I wanted it, so I paid like £4.49, which isn't too bad for this. It's about the war. It's about the Western Front. Actually, I realised I put that on the wrong shelf. I can move this down to the wartime bookshelf. Okay, so I need to move that. Historical fiction. Won't be unread for very long. Into another one, it's Elaine Everest's latest book, The Tea Shop Girls at War. Again, I buy all of this. This is an auto-buy author, an auto-buy book. It's the next book in the Tea Shop Girls series, so I don't want to say too much about it. It's set in 1942, and it's about all the Tea Shop girls. So I'm really looking forward to that. And then the last book, the book that probably had my heart from day one, it was Stacey Hall's latest book, The Household. It is absolutely flipping stunning. It's a signed copy. It is literally one of the most beautiful books. And yeah, I paid a lot for it. I paid like 17 quid for it. So that kind of meant a lot to me. Now, I always... Let me add up how many books of each genre I've got. So I've got right, so I've got historical fiction, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 historical fiction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 contemporary. 5 middle grade and YA. 3 non-fiction, 2 classics. Actually, I think it's 10 contemporaries because that Porousness of Rain. So I've done kind of a bit of a varied mix. I'm quite happy with that. I think because one of the last books I got, what was the last book? I'm trying to think. I know. Because one of the last books I bought, the last book I bought this month is Summer Skies. and it's about an aeroplane. If you get to the end of this video, leave me an aeroplane emoji in the comments down below. But let me know what books you bought this month. Are there any of these books you think I should prioritise? Which books are you excited about in April that you bought in May? You know, April, sorry. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not subscribed yet, bring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.